am Kavya Thathsara, and this is Charu Nivedita. Charu Nivedita is a transgressive author in India. So, transgressive literature is, if we give a definition, it's literally about people who feel that societal norms aren't their thing. They just want to break free of those societal norms that they feel confined by. So, here we have Charu Nivedita, who is a Tamil author who has practically introduced transgressive literature into Tamil literature. So, Charu, what is transgressive literature? I mean, according to you, what's your definition?
Okay. Transgression is, the crossing the borders, intruding the societal norms, and breaking it. But before writing this kind of transgressive fiction, I didn't know, I was not aware of the concept and all that. My first short story called Mull is thorn. It's based on an incestuous relationship. It speaks about an incestuous relationship between the narrator and his aunt. So most of my earlier stories, and even now, based on these subjects, not only incest, so many things which society thinks that it should be banned and all that. Luckily, fortunately, I was not banned because Tamilians don't read serious literature. And even after reading my fiction, they just ignored. They did not bother about. They did not criticize me. They have not put me to jail, or those things happened in the life of Marquis de Sade in France. He was jailed for more or less 20 years. When he was in Bastille prison for 12 years, he wrote that 120 days of Sodom. That. So those kinds of things not happened in my life. But it's so unfortunate that my fiction, my writing has been ignored by the society. Okay, let us come to the point of transgressive fiction. After writing this transgressive thing, I came to know later that there is a person writing, there are 2-3 persons, William Burroughs, Kathy Acker. I dedicated my second novel, 0 Degree, is a famous one. It has become it has got a cult status in. Okay. After that only I came to know about William Burroughs, Kathy Acker, and Georges Bataille. Importantly, I dedicated 0 Degree to Kathy Acker because she, all along her life, not only in writing, she experimented with her body, everything. She told once in an interview or something, in an essay, a dildo is enough for me to I can avoid the whole entire male community. A dildo is enough. This kind of things. And a novel called The Pussy, the King of Pirates. The novel name, title itself is Pussy. So, and there was another woman, German Greer. She was editing a magazine called Cunt. I was so fascinated and attracted towards these writers. And still I remember German Greer's work, Mad Woman's Underclothes. Once in a seminar, long back, 40 years back, I started reading a passage from German Greer's Mad Woman's Underclothes. The passage excerpt taken from magazine Cunt. So even the feminists, walked out of there was a riot like thing. And when I staged my play Rendamatam. It means night show. In a theatre festival 35 years back, I was attacked. My co-actors, I was one of the actor. I directed the play, and everyone was attacked physically. The properties were damaged, and there was a riot. Then I thought theatre is not our thing. Otherwise, we will be, killed. Because at that time, famous theatre person Sabdar Hashmi was killed on stage while he was enacting his play. So I was really scared, and I came to writing. Writing is a safe thing because no one reads. It is like writing in your diary in Tamil Nadu. Only few people, few hundreds. Tamil population is 10 crores, but only 1,000 people read serious literature. So coming to transgressive fiction, I have a complaint against William Burroughs, Cathy Acker, and George Bataille. On those days when I was reading, when I came to introduce to Story of the Eye, the short novel, it was so fascinating, but their writings are boring. It doesn't have the attractive element. So very boring. William Burroughs' novel, Naked Lunch, and all that. So basically, my writing is the people get into it very easily. They get attracted towards the interesting thing. If you read something or if you watch a film, it should attract you first. So it goes on like this till today.
So you said that when you wrote your first transgressive short story, you did not know what transgressive literature was. So what introduced you to transgressive literature?
Yes.
First book you read.
Yes. Without knowing the concept of transgressive writing or transgressive thing, I got introduced to Western cinema, especially German cinema. I tell my friends many times that I am a product of German cinema. A lot of, especially female directors from Germany. So many people. A woman made a film called Taiga. It is 8.5 hours long documentary. So these kinds of films, not the famous Werner Herzog. There are many people, Fassbinder. There are very little known, lesser known directors in Germany. These people have made me to think differently. Difference is a very common cliched word, but I went very in a eccentric way against the society. So that is how I have made myself. So from the beginning, the readers or the society saw me in a unwanted guy. Luckily, when Antonin Artaud was considered an enemy to the society, they have put him into mental asylum. This thing did not happen in my case. I thank Tamil society for that. At least they didn't touch me. So
what do you find fascinating about transgressive literature? What about that appeals you?
No, there is no fascinating thing, or there is no element which appeals me. Nothing like that. This is my duty and responsibility towards my fellow beings. Fellow beings mean even animals, any human, any being, even to a tree, even to a stone. I want to be truthful. The truthful, again, the word truthful is most cliched thing. How can I express? I want to go into a right path. Then you will ask, how do you say this is your right path? As Anthony Nato said, before Second World War, he told the whole European society that you are going in a very dangerous path, and the whole Europe will, will be smashed. You will all die. Lakhs and lakhs of people will die if you go on, if you choose the path, this path, the material way of looking at things, looking at life, very materially. So he predicted, and it happened in the World War. Lakhs and lakhs of people died in the gas chamber and all that. So the entire European society collapsed. As Anthony Nato predicted, with that prediction, I wrote. I went on writing. This is not the way, the society's way. They are after money, or I would say, after British, the 200 years of British rule, the Indians, they saw themselves inferior to the Victorian society, or British, the white. They saw the whites and their education system with awe feeling, and they thought they are inferior. This inferiority feeling complex the British has successfully made. So these people also chose the path of materialistic outlook. So I wanted to break. So I wanted to show them, see, I am the happiest man in the world because of my life, because of my concepts. I don't care about the things which you care most in your life. For example, money. For example, success. I have never found a person who is very successful in life is happy. The happiness is not there. If you have a lot of money, millions of money, you are not happy. Everybody is sick, mentally or physically. Most people are sick mentally. So I am happy. Why I am happy? Because of my values, and I am showing the way to be more happy. If you want to enjoy life, celebrate life, look at me. I am so happy. And I am telling you, I am conveying you the messages I have found through films, through writings. So, I got so much of knowledge from animals, from elephant, how the mother elephant takes care of the child elephant. It's so tearful, it's so emotional. If you look at the elephant's life, or if you look at cat's life, dog's life, the motherliness. I'm not sanctifying a thing, but the responsibility or being happy. How to be a happy man. How to live the life happily. How to live with celebration, so much celebration. Why are you, why you people are so sick? Why you suffer? What is the cause of the suffering? In India, I don't know about your country, but in India, the whole of India, when a child attains the age of 5, his or her brain is attacked with so much of violence. What violence? What is called violence? The parents and the society, the relatives, the school system, everyone pushes him or her to the path of victory. You should get first mark. You should win, 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 win. So mentally the child is suppressed. All his creativity is killed, smashed, annihilated by parents and the surroundings. So recently, a child, a female child of 13 years old, a daughter of a music director, she committed suicide. Depression. Every child is depressed, and the parents are depressed. Depression has become a social disease now. Everyone. And Baba, I am so happy. Huh? Why can't you look at me and my writings and you say that this writing is bad? Then show me your good life. I am asking. So if you call this transgressive, that's fine. It is transgressive. But I won't brand it as transgressive. Okay, for research purpose, for calling a name, okay, that's fine. But I'm not constrained, or I'm not satisfied with the term transgressive fiction, transgressive writing. I write as a bird flies. That's all. You can term it. You can give a name. You can give a term. But it's transgressive or postmodern. Yes, of course, it's postmodern. I would agree, because postmodernism has shown us to free you from the suppression of authority. Nobody or no concept, no values should be, should control you, the authority. So this postmodernism, the postmodernism is a concept of freedom. You are freeing yourself from the authority. So I would rather be called as, I will be happy to be called as a postmodern writer. And that's the...
So people, especially critics, compare you to James Joyce and Vladimir Nabokov.
No.
So do you find any similarities between you and James Joyce and also Vladimir Nabokov?
Yeah. With Joyce, right, I agree totally. My short story called Unnada Sangeetham. It is there is a chapter in Bible, Unnada Pattu, that is sacred song. I wrote it 25 years back. Because of that short story, I am still being chased by the few of Sri Lankan Tamils living in Europe. Last month, my novel Rasalila was selected by an American publishing company for its publication. The novel won their the competition something. So they have announced that they will take this novel for translation and they will publish it in US and UK. Till now, my writings have not reached, have gone out of India. No one knows me outside India. So this was an opportunity for me to get it, to get myself introduced to the Western audience. But someone wrote to them and saying that this novel contains pedophilia, and Americans are scared of not communism but this word pedophilia. They were scared and they withdrew the award. Award means the publishing thing. They wrote to us, to the translator and myself, that we withdraw our thing because the text contains pedophilia. Baba, I am, no, how can a human being support pedophilia? There is nothing like that in that novel. But in Unnada Sangeetam, the short story, I have made Jesus Christ as a 13-year-old girl. And the narrator falls in love with the girl, and they make love in an intense way. But that is the sequel of Bible and the Nabokov's novel Lolita, because I took the character from novel Lolita. She is 13-year-old girl. I took it from Juliet. Juliet is 13-year-old girl. You cannot imprison Shakespeare for that. You cannot take the mummy of Shakespeare for that, for punishing him. This is literature. I am not supporting pedophilia and these nonsense. So, till now the story was not translated into English, and they say that they accuse me as a pedophile. You accuse Shakespeare and Nabokov. And there is a story in Bible that the world is gone, all humanity disappeared, and King Lot and his daughters only remain in the world. So the daughters, Lot's daughter, the two daughters, they give alcohol to their father, and they copulate with their father, and the humanity spread. Again, so I took this subject for my play Antoninato, The Body of a Rebel. See, these things are purely literary things, having a lot of subtext from Bible, from Lolita. And Lolita, we are discussing about Lolita. You asked me about Lolita, Nabokov. I said yes to Joyce, but Nabokov, in that particular novel Lolita, the narrator, that is the man who falls in love with the Ambat. The Ambat, the Nabokov creates, or he has made Ambat as a sinner, as a criminal. He says he should be punished. But in Unnada Sangeetam, the narrator, everything is narrated as it is, without accusing anyone as sin. Nabokov being a Christian, or Christianity is based on the concept of sin. But Indian mind won't take anything as sin. That is the speciality of India. That is the very special thing about India, the Indian tradition. If you ask me, I am against all tradition, but if you ask me what you cherish in tradition is, we, the Indians, don't see anything as sin. Nothing. Complete freedom. So it is the Indian tradition. You take Mahabharata, a lot of transgressive fiction, transgressive stories happening in Mahabharata. There is nothing we can create newly. Everything is there in Mahabharata. So I differ with Nabokov's concept of sin. It doesn't mean that tomorrow if anyone from Europe watches this interview, they will say that this man supports pedophilia. Nothing. No, don't distort me. I'm talking about Bible, I'm talking about Nabokov, I'm talking about the Indian tradition. Don't restrict yourself at a particular time, 2023. Now, What about Shakespeare's time? Juliet was 13. If tomorrow a government comes and if they changes the law that saying 15 years is the norm of marriage for a girl, if they put, make a law for that, what do you say? Huh? Before that it was like that, So now the age of marriage for woman, for a girl, it went up to 30, 32, 33, and I am so sorrowful. I am very sorry for this state of affairs. If a girl comes to puberty at the age of 10 or so, and till the age of 33, she has to be remain virgin, because society says you should be virgin till marriage. So if I say that open love clubs, love hotels, like Western countries, if a girl wants to have sex with her boyfriend, they cannot go to a place here. It is a sin. Not only sin, it is illegal. In Marina Beach, the famous Marina Beach in Madras, police are with sticks. They chase away the couples. Why are you sitting here? It is illegal to meet my girlfriend in a beach. I have to show them my marriage certificate. If I want to stay in a 5-star hotel, why I say 5-star hotel? 5-star hotel, no, elitist. Even there, I have to prove that the girl who is with me is my wife. Otherwise, even I cannot go and stay in a hotel with my interviewer. It happened once. I was interviewing a woman. She was an ex-sex worker. Now a writer, a Malayali writer. So we were sitting and engaging in dialogue. It was filmed and the door was open, but the manager goes on calling me, and why are you sitting with that lady? I told him, we are not fucking, man. The door is open, come and you also come and join the discussion. As I said. Then I complained to a higher police officer to keep quiet. It happened like this. This is the society we live.
So, if we kind of step out from transgressive fiction, what is your opinion towards realism, that non-transgressive kind of writing?
Okay. I never bothered about this isms. Realism. Yeah. There are very many beautiful stories written by Dostoevsky. Even now, they are writing beautiful, they are making beautiful fiction, wonderful fiction in realism. I am for all kinds of, all genres. Anything goes. But making it as a fashion, making magical realism as a fashion, it doesn't go well. Many people wrote magical realism in Tamil Nadu, but it did not appeal. There is no appeal in it. But K.K. Samankumara writes magical realism. It's so appealing. In Sinhala. I read him in English translation. But even Garcia Marquez is, he is not appealing to me. Nothing. But I like Carlos Fuentes. Fuentes is good. And there is one Cuban writer, Alejo Carpentier. You might have heard his Lost Steps. They are the good example for magical realism. And of course, Mahabharatam is complete magical realist work.
So, what about Salman Rushdie? He is also.
I like his writing. Yeah, he's another hunted writer. Even now he lost his eye. The humanity should be ashamed of um, chasing a writer like this all his life, all the time. Now he must be about 75, no? So till its last age, he has been running away from the terrorist attack. This is a shame on humanity, I would say, and I like his writing. But another famous person, Arundhati Rai, she is a mediocre writer, I would say. If we travel in that area, I would say the regional writing is far better than, more stronger than the Indian English fiction. They are writing only the family stories mostly, but there are exceptions like Sharmista Mohanty, Tarun Tejpal, and there are exceptions. But generally speaking, the regional literature is very strong, especially Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, and Bengali, and Marathi also.
So, what about another kind of fiction like Japanese literature? What is your opinion on
Yeah.
Japanese literature?
Yes, our superstar Haruki Murakami has become a superstar around the world. Even if he gets Nobel Award, it's nothing. If you compare with this the fame he has got. But his writings are popular. I would put him in a popular fiction genre. Though he writes beautiful short stories, and his Norwegian Wood was good. It's his first novel. But these days he is going on producing volumes of work to meet the demands of the reading public worldwide. But I would say Ryu Murakami is the real transgressive writer in Japan. He writes the contemporary issues. Though he is 60 years old now, he has been producing a lot of novels and a lot of films. Ryu Murakami is, I would consider, very good. And there are many others writing, creating very good fiction. In Japan, next to Chile, that is the country who celebrate writers.
So, what is your writing style is like, and how do you get into writing? The mood you have for writing.
Writing.
Writing process.
Pardon?
Your writing process.
Process, yes. Actually, there is no answer for that. From 8:30, from 9 o'clock, I would say, 9 in the morning, from 9 to 10 o'clock at night, I go on writing with a little break for bathing and cooking with my wife. I spend 1 hour for that. All the other time, I spend only for writing or reading or watching serious film. But I don't watch much films these days. I concentrate on writing because I have many projects to finish. 4 or 5 novels I have, it is incomplete stage. So I'm concentrating on that. So I go on writing, no phone calls, no entertainment. I go out from my hometown, that is Madras. I go to Goa for 4 days in a month, and those are the jolly days, fun days. 4 days. I forget about everything. No phone calls, no writing, no books, nothing. I don't even take my laptop there. 4 days, complete fun. So, fun in the pubs and all that, dancing, drinking and all that. So except the 4 days, 20, 25, 26 days, I go on like a madman. I go on writing. So this is the process. My wife Avantika doesn't interfere into my writing, so she doesn't read. That is a great freedom for me because yes, so complete freedom. As I told you, the bird flies. As the bird flies, I go on writing, making fiction.
So, what's in your opinion? What is your best work? I mean, it's like
Best work.
best
Best work is maybe because it is so young. Recently, I wrote Petio. It's based on Sri Lankan experience. In May, I stayed here for a month, heard a lot of stories, met so many people, and there is so much of blood in the novel, so much of romance, blend of romance and violence. Petio. It speaks about you, it speaks about Tamils, speaks about Sinhalese, the tears and their celebration, their happiness, their jokes, their departure, their exodus, everything. It is there in Petio. Petio is a Sinhala word. There, I named it like that. That is my that is near to me, like my pet work. And everyone celebrates Zero Degree. It has become a cult novel. And Rasalila should be translated to English. That is the most important work. There are at least some 5,000 references in that book. If you want to read Rasalila completely, you would need a lifetime, that is 50 years you have to have, because there are hundreds of references, films, books. You will find a book called the Blinding Absence of Light by Tahir Ben Jelloun. It's a subtext. So if you have to stop reading the novel, reading Rasalila, and you have to finish why this man has taken this novel here. So you have to go that way. And there will be a reference for the film Viridiana. Then you have to watch that film Viridiana. Why this in this page? What is the context? There are so much of subtexts in Rasalila. So you will need 10-15 years to complete the novel. It is like a life user's manual. There is a novel in that name by Georges Perec. Georges Perec is one of my favorite French writer. He wrote a novel La Disparation. La Disparation. Its meaning is a disappearance. He has removed the syllable E in the whole novel, and it's impossible to write a sentence in French without the syllable E. But he did it, La Disparation. And in Zero Degree, I have removed the word Oru and Ondru. Oru means a, Ondru means one. So I removed those two words, but it was not translated into English like that. It's called lipogrammatic way. So it was not translated in a lipogrammatic method. They have translated in a common way. But if you translate 0 degree into Sinhala, you can do it from English, but you have to do it lipogrammatically. You have to remove oru and ondru. And there is a story for that. Why I removed this oru and ondru. Shall I tell you the story?
Sure.
Okay. It's a folk story. There was a king and he had a philosophical doubt, and he won't tell you the doubt. He won't tell you what is the doubt. And he asked his minister to find a scholar to answer his philosophical doubt without giving him the question, without giving him anything about the doubt. He has to find out the question and answer. So minister has tried his level best, and he got fed up. One day he brought a shepherd out of his was so much disgusted with the king. So finally he wanted to make fun of the king. So he brought a shepherd who knew nothing about philosophy or life or anything. He was wearing only the langod, loincloth, right? The boy, the king told him, looked at him, and the boy said, then the king made a sign of this. And the boy showed the sign like this, Again the king said like this. Then immediately the boy lifted his, he showed his male organ to the king, removing the langot, removing the loincloth. Then the king was satisfied and gave away half of his kingdom to the shepherd boy. The minister got confused, and he went to the shepherd that what happened. First I told him, being a king, I will give you one goat for you as my gift. But he asked two. No, he asked the whole goats, the whole thing. How jealous he is, So I got very furious and I showed my penis to the man. Then his confusion when he got very much confused, and he went to the king and asked, I had a philosophical doubt. The universe, what is the meaning of the universe? The creation. Male organ? No, he said two. So there must be, the shepherd means the yoni, the circle. So I showed him, is it yoni? He said yes, symbolically. He showed his male organ. Yes, right. That's it. So this is the story. Now coming to 1 and A. So this symbolizes male organ, phallus symbol. So remove the male organ from the text and make it totally feminine. The yoni, the 0 degree. So the 0 degree, full of the whole text is without the phallus, that is oru and ondru. If you look at the text keenly, it will be a feminine, it is like a feminine body. Feminine body, what is the center? There is no center for a feminine body. From head to toe, erotic, full of eroticism, full of points. But male body is not like that, it is like a triangle. There is the phallus center, phallic center. It shows you, it leads you to power. It is the power center, the top. The top. There is God, there is your father, there is your mother, there is your teacher, guru, there is writer. That's why Roland Barthes said, writer is dead. Death of the author. Death of the author means the power is dead. Now I create a free text without the power, without the authority. So if you look at 0-degree, the text is so feminine. It is like a spiral. The female body is, you are a small boy, but you will learn later physically. It is like a spiral, so there is no center in the spiral. There is no center. So this is the thing. I think I have answered you rightly.
So have real life incidents inspired you a lot in writing?
Yeah, many things. Many things. Recently, I met a girl in a Japanese pub. She came with me. She is not a sex worker. She is ordinary office-going girl. She was dancing alone, and she came to me. In Japan is the only land in the whole world. Girls are alone in pubs, and they approach the males. They come and they speak wantonly. They are not sex workers. So that kind of thing. Okay, she came to me and asked me, shall we dance? This will never happen in anywhere of the world. So we danced, and she told me many stories. One of the stories is, recently her boyfriend, there was a breakup, and he went away, and she was left with a baby girl, a 6 days old, yes, kid, 6 days kid. So she has no other way, no other, no relatives. Parents are living in a far off place, and she is, survival is very difficult. The salary is less, and she is working, and no way to protect the child. So, without knowing anything, the catch-22 situation are no way. So she kept the child in a suitcase and kept it in a coin locker. In Japan, it's a concept. The coin, we have lockers in all our bus stations and railway stations, but there you can put coin. You go on putting the coin. After 3 days, after 2 days, the box is yours. If you go on putting the coin, if you stop putting the coin, then the authorities will open the cabin. So she kept the child inside the suitcase and kept it in the coin locker, and she went on putting the coin. After some time, she stopped it, and the child is, it was in the news that a dead child was found out in a coin locker. So the coin locker babies is a concept, is happening. It's a sad thing. This was so notorious in 90s. This had happened once in a day, thrice in a week on those days. Now it happens once in a month. No, reduced a lot, but the story she narrated to me in a very casual manner. The tone is very important. Without any guilt feeling, without any sorrowfulness, without any tears. She told me, matter of fact manner. She told so many things. I'm writing all the experiences in as Roppongi Nights. Roppongi is a place in Tokyo, famous place. The title of the novel is Roppongi Nights. So I take incidents. It doesn't. It is not like I take. It's pouring on. In my like rain.
So you mentioned about coin locker babies.
Mm-hmm.
So Ryu Murakami
Yeah.
also wrote
Novel or short story, something. No, novel.
No.
Novel, yes. Coin locker
So,
babies, yeah.
because of that, what do you think about his interpretation of coin locker babies and his fiction in Japanese society with what you've experienced?
Yes. He is not sympathizing with the reality, but he takes and presents the realities of contemporary Japan to the whole world in a beautiful, in an artistic way. That is the beauty of his art. Without compassion. Without compassion means without the humanist shit. He is blunt. He is brutal, you can say. So he doesn't sympathize with things, but he is brutal in bringing out the reality as it is, in an artistic way. That's why we read. That's why we like Ryu Murakami. That's why you like me. You like K.K. Samankumara.
So you mentioned about George Bataille. So what kind of things do you like about him? Like, is it non-fiction work or is it fiction?
Yes. He philosophizes the riddles of life, unexplored till his days by any philosopher, because he is the guru of so many thinkers. For example, he connects death and sexuality. Right? What is the death instinct? What is the instinct of sexuality? He connects philosophically. So if you look at it very intensely, it is a birth-death cycle. So you will feel that death is a point only. It is not the end of life. And sexuality is creation. And that is the creative process meets a point and it gets recreated through coitus, through copulation. So this is the style. This is the way he philosophies. So that is the content of Story of the Eye, right? So there are so many things psychologically he has explored in his non-fiction works, philosophical works. But writing philosophy or thinking philosophically is not an academic work, as Helen Sissu puts it. I would put Helen Sissu in a top place, because she is the one, she and Lucy Irigaray, they are the women thinkers who has not done it in an academic way. They say that Foucault was very much instrumental in avoiding her in academic circle, Helen Sissy. She blames Michel Foucault. And in Arthur's case, Lacan. Lacan was the person who made him as a lunatic and put him into lunatic asylum for 9 years. Lacan was the man. He was the director of the mental institute, asylum. He was the one who certified that he is totally insane. So this academic thing I don't give much respect, but I respect Michel Foucault because he was the one who showed us the path of, about, he is the one who taught us what is authority, what is power, the power. Even Karl Marx didn't do it. If you create a proletarian society or any society, it solidifies, it concentrates the power center. And Michel Foucault talks about the power operating between you and me, between humans, between individuals, between an individual and the institution. Everywhere he talks about the authority, power. So I am indebted to Michel Foucault and Georges Bataille a lot for opening my eyes to the problem of power and the problem of the riddles of death and sexuality. So these are the two guys. And Helen Sissy to show me the responsibility of a human being. Freedom is not the only thing. You are responsible to so many things. She showed, like my mother, I would say Helen Sissy is my mother. So
finally, what kind of advice would you give young authors who want to write this postmodern literature or transgressive literature or anything like that?
Two things: read a lot, watch a lot, watch a lot of films, serious films, and read. These are the two suggestions I would give to the young writers or readers, to the young population.